undefeated.
What up, YouTube? So right now, I just want to put some shine on Triple G. Now, I know a lot of people are getting mad because, it's looking like he's going to need to fight Dominic Wade. And the thing is, I just noticed a lot of people are failing to see that it's a mandatory, and I mean, I personally don't like the fight. I think the IBF is all some bullshit. I mean, it's very similar to what was happening with Kell Brook, which in Kell Brook's case, it's kind of his fault, just because he could have been fighting. He could have, out of the last couple fights, he could have fought one fight that would have been a good, solid fight instead of just fighting. Well, one was a mandatory, so I mean, you can't be mad at that. But then the next one, which was a voluntary, he should have definitely fought somebody of a higher caliber. I mean, Diego Chavez or Devin Alexander would have been fine. If he would have fought Keith Thurman, if he would have fought Sean Porter in a rematch, that would have been fine. I know he's trying to get that fight with Amir Khan, but, you can't just focus your whole career on one opponent. So, it's kind of his fault. But with Triple G, is a little bit different. He's been trying to unify, and he's been trying to get these fights. So you can't tell me that he's on a bum hunt when he's over there offering Saunders, more money than he himself has even been paid ever. So, I mean, you can't say he's on a bum hunt when he's doing that. He's doing whatever he can to get these championship fights. But at the same time, that doesn't mean he's just going to bend at their will. But I mean, you really can't be mad at him. And I think I'm being fair, because when it came to Deontay Wilder, he's been needing to fight Povetkin for over a year now. He's had the belt. I think they said that night when he fought Spilka, had been a year since he had won the title. I might be wrong. I would have to go back and look at the dates myself, but I believe that's what I heard the commentators say. And here it is over a year later, he hasn't fought Povetkin. But here's the thing. When Povetkin's team told Wilder's team or the WBC, that they were not going to be ready to fight Wilder in January, and Wilder made this fight with Spilka, I made no criticisms of it. None at all. I didn't put the blame on Deontay Wilder at all. I mean, granted, he could have made the fight already before January, but it is what it is. I understand. We aren't in these negotiations. We're not behind the scenes, so we don't know every single little thing that happens. But I didn't give him a hard time at all. And I was one of those people saying if he picks one more cherry, which Spilka's not exactly a cherry, but let's be honest, that ranking he got with the WBC was really, he didn't earn that. But still, I wouldn't say he's a cherry. So, the fact that he, the whole situation that happened with Povetkin not being able to fight in January wasn't his fault. And I like it when I can never be mad when a fighter wants to stay busy. I made absolutely no criticisms about it, none at all. Now he needs to either be fighting Povetkin or getting some kind of unification in the next fight. If he doesn't, I mean, unless there's another unforeseen situation that comes up, then I really can't give him another pass. But anyways, that being said, I mean, I think I'm being fair. You know, I can't be just considered a fanboy because I, did it for Wilder. Why am I not gonna do it for Triple G? I mean, the guy's is mandatory. So what? He's just supposed to get stripped just because everybody else wants him to? And that's the thing that's really irritating about this is, the very same people who say that all the haters just wanted Floyd to lose, that no matter what he did, as long as he won, it wouldn't be good enough. I'm feeling that those same people are having that same attitude toward Triple G. Is, it doesn't matter who he fights. I heard in Jay Cotto, I know he said it. He was probably the first one to say it. But even Boxing Ego said that the David Lemieux fight was a fight that he wanted to see. But then, after the fight happens, everybody is like, oh, well, he ain't a real, fight. Well, first off, if it's a unification, let's say you don't agree that this fighter should even have a belt. It is what it is. If he's trying to become the undisputed champion, he's not going to say, well, I'm not going to collect that belt because the holder is a no, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't become undisputed champion that way. So people just want him to climb weight divisions. I understand, that concept, but every fighter has their path, and he's not a big middleweight, so why not? So I'm going to stand by Triple G on this, not because I agree with the fight, but because he's not the one who picks his mandatory. I think a lot of people are just used to fighters picking their opponents. And so when somebody's fighting a mandatory that is a mismatch, they want to blame it on the fighter. Well, guess what? Not everybody gets to pick, exactly pick their opponents. Some, when they try to pick their opponents, they're on some bullshit and want to give them 90-10 splits and want to fight at 155 catch weights when the title they're fighting for is for 160 pounds. But anyways, that's just my take on it. Much respect to Triple G, just like I gave much respect to Deontay Wilder. And no, this isn't me comparing the two because, it's like I said, I think that comparison's really just ridiculous. But there are some similarities here. Why would it be acceptable? Everybody wants to talk about these double standards. Well, then why would it be acceptable for this guy to get away with this and that guy not to be able to get away with it? I don't care what you say. David Lemieux was not a cherry pick. Trying to fight Saunders is not a cherry pick. He's undefeated. He has names on his record, and he's a champion in the same division. That's not a cherry pick. Trying to fight Canelo Alvarez is not at 160 pounds is nothing but fair. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. Big respect to Triple G. And, feel free to leave your comments, leave your opinions, even if they contrast how I feel. I'm not one of those people who tries to censor their commenters. I just ask that you be respectful. Anyways, y'all have a good day. Undefeated.